Morning students. In this session you are going to learn computer fundamentals, hardware and storage units. You all know very well computer is an electronic device that stores, retrieves and processes data and can be programmed with instructions. A computer is a combination of hardware, both hardware and software. It can exist in variety of sizes and configurations. What do you mean by configuration? Configuration means the storage capacity, RAM capacity, memory capacity, these and all comes under configurations. All types of computers have memory to store information and to operate. So every computer should have memory to store the data. Memory also stores the results of the processing given by the CPU. That means we can store all the results. The output can be stored through the memory. The computer has an inbuilt memory where it can store a large amount of data. Inbuilt memory is nothing but primary memory or main memory. In that memory we can store large amount of data. You can also store data in secondary storage devices also. What do you mean by secondary storage devices? External devices, pen drive or memory cards or CDs, floppy disks, like that. Secondary storage devices. It can be kept outside the computer only. Next we go for memory units. How the memories are calculated? Various units are measured to measure the computer's memory. Each cell of memory contains one character or one byte of data. The capacity is defined in the terms of bytes. That means one byte means one character. Okay, go through these points to learn more about the memory units. Next, coming to the flow chart: secondary memory, primary memory, control unit, arithmetic logic unit. We are giving data from the secondary memory to the primary memory. From the primary memory, control unit takes the instructions and it carry forward to the arithmetic logic unit. Finally, the result again it goes to the control unit, then it comes to the primary memory, then it stores to the secondary memory. Otherwise, input we are giving directly input through the keyboard or mouse. We are giving the input, it goes to the primary memory directly. It controls all the instructions through the arithmetic logic unit operations. Then it comes out through the output devices. The end result will be coming out through the output devices such as monitor or printer, plotter or speaker, like that. Okay, next, the memory in a computer system is divided into two categories, namely primary memory or main memory. Next one is secondary memory or auxiliary memory. Now we'll see the points on primary memory. Okay, why it is called primary memory? It is called primary since it is the only memory which can be directly accessed by the control unit of the CPU. Primary memory is also known as internal memory or main memory. Primary memory is more expensive than the secondary memory. Computer memory is used to store instructions and data. When the computer is doing a job, the data that has to be processed is stored in the primary memory. The data may come from an input device like the keyboard or from a secondary storage device like a CD, but it should be stored in the primary memory only. The primary memory is in the form of integrated circuits. Now, the primary memory is further divided into two categories: read-only memory, that is ROM, random access memory, that is RAM. Read-only memory. ROM is a memory that can only be read. ROM does not allow information to be written into it. That means we cannot able to edit or change in that ROM. Okay. Important permanent information will be written by the manufacturer in the ROMs. We cannot able to do any corrections in that. Data does not get lost when the computer is switched off. Hence, it is also called non-volatile memory. There are different types of ROMs. One is programmable ROM, another one is erasable programmable ROM. What do you mean by programmable ROM? It is a type of ROM that can be programmed by the user. User can program and he can change or she can change the information, but it becomes permanent. Erasable programmable ROM means it is another type of ROM in that we can able to erase the data and we can reprogram it again and we can record it the new information. Next we go for random access memory. RAM is also known as read-write memory because it allows you to perform both read and write operations. We can able to correct it, we can able to write, read, and we can also edit the data. Hence it is also called volatile memory. Now we move on to secondary memory devices, that is external memory. Since the primary memory has a limited capacity of storage and it is also very expensive, we go for the secondary storage devices to store large amounts of data permanently, like magnetic tapes, floppy disk, hard disk, optical disk like CDs, DVDs, pen drives, memory cards, and external hard disk. Nowadays we are not using that magnetic tapes, floppy disk and all. We are using pen drives, memory cards, hard disk, everything. No. Now hard disk. Hard disk. What is hard disk? A hard disk is also referred to a Winchester disk. It is a pack of magnetic disks stacked on a spindle. The hard disk drive is a random access drive. It can store or retrieve data from anywhere on the disk in any order. It is also an external memory only. Hard disks have a high memory capacity like 200 GB, 500 GB and higher capacities. Compact disk. Compact disk, popularly known as CDs or optical storage disk. They use data storage techniques based on the use of light beams. CDs are of two types. CD-ROMs that are used as read-only memory. Read-only memory means we are seeing some films through CDs, no, that and all read-only memory. We can't edit in that. Next one, CD-RW, that is read and write. We can store the data, we can type the data and store in that CD read-write device. CDs have the capacity to store a large amount of data in the form of text, graphic, audio or video. A DVD is similar to the CD, same as a CD only. It can also store more data than a CD. DVD stands for Digital Versatile Disk. Next, pen drives. We are oftenly use that pen drives. A pen drive is another name for a USB flash drive. Other names are flash drive, thumb drive, etc. They are automatically recognized by the computer operating systems. Information can be written or read from the pen drives to the computer or by the computer. Output devices. The most commonly used output devices are monitor and printer. We often used speakers, projector, plotter also as output devices. Monitor. A monitor or display is also sometimes called a visual display unit. It is an electronic visual display for computers. The monitor is also called the screen of the computer. It looks similar to the TV screen. The output can be text or graphic images. The display device in modern monitors is typically a thin film transistor liquid crystal display. That is LCD TV we are saying. No, we nowadays in homes and all we are using LCD TVs. That is liquid crystal display. Next output device is printer. A printer is an output device that is used to obtain a permanent copy of the output on paper. Many types of printers are available with different speeds and qualities. Qualities may differ from one printer to another printer. The common types of printers are dot matrix printer, inkjet printer, laser printer. Dot matrix printer means it prints one character at a time. Each character is made up of number of dots. Okay, inkjet printer. The quality of print produced by the inkjet printer is better than that of the dot matrix printer. Inkjet printers are white compared to dot matrix printer and print high quality text and graphics. They also print in multicolor, but it cannot use the carbon papers, whereas dot matrix printer can print multiple copies using the carbon papers. Next we come for the laser printer. Laser printer is a fastest printer and it produces very good quality printouts. It looks like a photocopier. A laser printer prints one page at a time. We cannot able to take many copies at a time. It uses a light beam to form images on the paper using tonering. It is a high speed printer and a quality printer, and it can print many pages per minute. Go through the lesson once again. Read the exercises, write the exercise in the classwork and read well. Thank you, students.